Hey, we're back with Dr. Jantz, and thanks for being willing to talk with me about kind of a personal issue.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about burnout.
Yes.
And I know that some of you guys watching this, you either struggle with burnout yourself, or maybe you're working in the field of helping others in recovery, and you may not even realize you're burning out. I know this is something I've wrestled with. So you've even written a book on the topic, Becoming Strong Again. But
It was my story.
It was your story.
Yeah.
So can you take us back to that place and kind of tell what was happening?
Yeah, I've had my own mistakes, and I write from personal experience. And I love Becoming Strong Again because I believe that no matter where you are, you can get back and better. I had all great intentions. I was doing what I thought I was called to do, but I lacked self-care. I was seeing clients all day long and on Saturdays. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And it was not intentional, but you end up doing what your clients are doing. Now, I worked a lot with the eating disorder clients. And so I couldn't wait till I got home to get some of myself and have my half gallon of ice cream.
Yeah, isn't that ironic?
It's like, oh man, because you start to look for a way to cope.
Yeah.
And I realized, I'm having a hard time practicing what I'm preaching, and I'm in trouble. So I had to make, a lot of changes in my life.
So how did you know you were in trouble? I mean,
Well,
what made that such a dark season for you?
A dark season, I was in trouble. I lost joy. I lost joy. And what was giving me purpose before and working with people, I was losing that purpose. And it became more of rote. And I thought, plus I was losing the ability to believe in a client's ability to get well. We have a little thing we believe here is, if you stop believing in your client's ability to get better, then we need to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because that hope is
what else
so
do they
important.
have? Yeah.
Exactly. And I crashed. I was in some, destructive behaviors. I didn't realize how depressed I was. I didn't realize it at the time. Eventually, I realized it. Yeah. So I had to redesign my life with the whole person. I had to get spiritually healthy again. I think it took me a year, really. I was a big runner. I had stopped running, stopped taking care of myself. I had to get back on that. I needed accountability.
Was that hard?
Yeah.
Was it hard to reach out and admit for the first time, I've hit a wall here?
Boy, I think it was getting obvious.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But no, and you know what? I realized, it's healthy people that will ask for help. So don't be afraid of asking for help because so I just had to be brave, and I did. I asked for help. I got some accountability. And I had probably a family that threw me a life preserver, and I'm really grateful for that. I write about my experiences in Becoming Strong Again. I'm particularly aware now, even more so, because we work a lot for depression. That sense of helplessness and at times hopelessness.
Yeah.
I've walked there. And I know what that's like. I know that I don't want to go back there. That's why it's the self-care and keeping myself healthy.
Were
And
there
I
things
still
that
have that accountability.
Well, which is good.
Yes.
We can't ever walk away from that. It's such a danger when you think, oh, I'm doing great,
Yeah.
and then we walk away from that. But were there things you had to sacrifice in a way to take care of yourself more?
Well, I had to get over the yes disease. As a helper, counselor, I was saying yes to everything.
Everything.
And I had to really change my schedule. And then I realized more and more, I was not acting as a team member. Though I had a team here, I was in my own isolation.
Like the maverick,
yeah, like what? So it caused me to really empower the team.
Do you happen to remember, and I know this has been a little bit of time, but do you remember any sort of where the team was suddenly aware that you were empowering them more, or did it just
I
kind
think
of
gradually over
move
time.
in that direction?
Yeah. Burnout's really interesting because, you get stressed out, and we all kind of cope with that, but you get a little bit further and and you're burned out.
Yeah. How can someone know? How can they know if they're burned out?
Well, you start to lose joy. The things that are healthy, you kind of stop doing. You might eat differently. You might stop exercising, the things that you normally did that were healthy. And then it's really subtle because then you can get into some really destructive attitudes. And my self-talk was, talk about not getting the mind renewed, my self-talk was really poor. Well, after burnout though, I think there's a total exhaustion. And I remember having that feeling, this takes energy just to breathe,
Yeah.
And So that's when
That's when you've gone really too far.
and that's where
almost.
the depression is really
Yeah.
entered in. You can
Yeah.
have some depression when you're burned out, but boy, you keep going and keep going, you're going to hit that total exhaustion. And physically, I do have some before and after pictures. I looked different.
Huh. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And I can relate to it.
Yeah.
And I know that some of you guys watching, especially those who work in ministries,
Yes.
as I do,
Yes.
I know that, and I was telling you earlier, I switched my need to be perfect
Yeah.
in my body to let's be perfect
Yeah.
at ministry.
Yeah.
So one of the
Yeah.
scriptures, and I'm not going to remember exactly where it is. It's in Romans 4, I think. It is. It's Romans 4, somewhere in there.
Yes.
I can't give you the verse number, but it's the Message translation. It actually says, don't burn out. Keep yourselves afueled and aflame. And I love that,
yes,
that
yes,
verse.
Yes,
So,
that's so good.
Yeah, it is really important because then it cuts back the impact that we can
Yeah,
have in
yeah.
our world. So thank you for talking about it. Again, Dr. Jantz has the book. Is it still called Becoming Strong Again?
The book
or
was,
it
recently
retitled?
redone, and it's called How to De-Stress Your Life.
Well, there you go.
How to de-stress your life and become strong again.
And become strong again. And you can learn more about that either at our site or at aplaceofhope.com.
Yes, yeah.
So thank you again.
Yes.